Hi, today I would like to share with you a story called Clams All Year Long. This is a story about a family who spends their time on the shore all together. Aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, grandmas, grandpas, they all gather at the beach house and they go clam digging with their grandpa. And this story happens to take place in a town called Hull, Massachusetts. And actually, that's where I spend my summers, in Hull, Massachusetts. So it's kind of exciting for me to read you this story because I am very familiar with the location that this story takes place. So I hope you love this story as much as I do. Clams All Year by Marianne Coca Leffler. "I'll wake you up at 5 o'clock," Grandpa said as we got ready for bed. "The tide will be low at 5:13. "Okay, Grandpa," everyone said as we kissed him goodnight. "Tomorrow we'll be going clam digging with Grandpa again." My brothers, my sister, my cousins, and I all spend the summer together in a large rambling house on the ocean in New England. For 3 days straight, we have been getting up at sunrise to dig for clams. Grandpa taught us how to find clams with our feet. When you see bubbles, you dig like crazy. So far, we haven't had too much luck. On Sunday, all 8 of us went digging. We only found 3 clams. On Monday, we found a bunch of starfish, but no clams. On Tuesday, only 6 of us got up. We found 4 clams and 2 pieces of sea glass. That night, there was a big storm. The thunder and the lightning kept us up half the night. Early the next morning, when it was still dark, Grandpa called to us. 8 of us sleep in 2 rooms in the attic, the boys' room and the girls' room. I woke Cameron up, but the others were too sleepy to come. We crept out of the house as the sun peeked over the horizon. Grandpa carried his favorite pitchfork and metal pail. We started feeling with our feet. Suddenly there were bubbles everywhere. Grandpa dug quickly with his pitchfork. We dug with our shovels. Clams! Soon our pails were full. It was a bumper crop. Cameron lugged the 2 overflowing pails back to the house. He yelled from the backyard, "Everybody up! We need help! The beach is loaded with clams!" Soon a parade of people marched out the back door, still sleepy-eyed. They were armed with pails and shovels and sacks and pans, anything they could think of to carry clams. They even dragged my baby brother's plastic pool to the beach. Everyone dug. It seemed like we were finding a clam every second.
By 7 o'clock, all the containers we had were overflowing with clams. Grandpa spent the whole day sitting in the hot sun cleaning the clams. My mother and aunt helped him. Our job was to rinse out the best shells and let them dry. Later, we would use them to bake stuffed clams. That night, we had clams for dinner. Clam chowder, baked stuffed clams, and spaghetti with clam sauce. My mom and aunt spent the rest of the evening washing and freezing the clam meat, all 25 pounds of it. We ate a lot of clams that summer. In fact, we had clams all year. Clams at our Labor Day cookout, clams at Thanksgiving dinner. We even had baked stuffed clams on Christmas Eve. And as we ate, we laughed about that warm summer morning when we found our bumper crop of clams. The end.
So it's so much fun being at the beach looking for clams. And here are some clam shells that I found at the beach in Hull. Pretty big shells. So we're going to make our own clam. We're going to paint our own clam shell. So you need some paint, or you could use crayons or markers, colored pencils. You need some yarn, because we're going to do some lacing, some scissors, a hole punch, and paintbrushes. You can use a paintbrush or a sponge brush, whichever you like to use, and some tape. So you need paper plate or a piece of construction paper cut into a circle. And then you're going to draw some lines like this that you will use your scissors and cut out the shape of your clamshell. And then with a piece of newspaper or plastic, you're going to paint your shell. I painted mine already. And then I took my hole punch and I put some holes in the top, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put some in the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to cut a piece of yarn and we're going to lace it. Little trick. Put a little piece of tape on the end and it doesn't unravel. Makes it easier for lacing. So I'm going to put it through and pull it up and put it through the top here and pull it through, and then I'm going to go this way in, pull it through, put it through, and then stick it through and go up through here and over and back down again. And then you can either tape or tie your pieces together. And there you have a beautiful shell, just like they found on the beach. Clams all year long.